watched as the Twin Towers fell from my doorstep in New York City, and then I was a chaplain at Ground Zero for 4 months after 9/11. Now I invite you to join me in my personal journey of healing through music and sharing. Each week I'm posting a song that I've written, followed by memories of 9/11. This song, Are You There?, is dedicated to the Ground Zero construction workers, the iron workers, and the large equipment operators who courageously cleaned up after 9/11. Are you there? Psalm 23 says that even in the valley of the shadow of death, God is with us. No question that Ground Zero was a valley of the shadow of death, and with at least pieces of 3,000 people spread across one city block, it was a full-on valley of death. Was God with me? Was he with you? My mind quickly responds, of course he was. And yet now, at this point in my healing journey, those broken pieces of my heart can still cry, why? Why would you let this happen, God? Allow so much pain and death. Allow me, your precious daughter, to get hurt. Where were you? The cry of my heart as I relive the trauma of 9/11 is still the chorus, are you there? His gentle answer, yes, always comes with quiet peace. I love how the New International Reader Version translates Psalm 10:17. Lord, you hear the desires of those who are hurting. You cheer them up and give them hope. You hear the desires of those who are hurting. You cheer them up and give them hope. You listen to their cries. You listen to their cries. I saw God do just that at Ground Zero repeatedly. Death and evil were thick in the air at Ground Zero, but God's grace and truth were there. God was there. I felt his love as I prayed for and with rescue workers. I felt God's presence walking down west and seeing the Ground Zero cross standing above the chaos on the concrete supports of the fallen walkway. I felt God's love when I thought of all those firemen and emergency responders who gave their lives to rescue dying and trapped people. Such a picture of Jesus' love. No greater love than to lay down your life for your brother. I felt God's peace and hospitality stretched out on the pew of St. Paul's Chapel, a small chapel right next to the World Trade Center that welcomed in thousands of rescue workers with rest for their bodies and souls. A little chapel with a big heart, God's heart. I felt God's love when a heavy machine operator jumped down from his colossal rig and with a "thanks for being here" smile handed me and another chaplain a candy lifesaver. I stood in awe when construction workers eagerly took me into God's house the first time. Someone had spray painted God's house on the outside wall of World Trade Center 6. We walked inside the smaller 8-story building that had been gutted by falling debris from the North Tower. So it looked like a jagged bowl, and inside that bowl, down many stories in the basement, stood 3 crosses made of the fallen metal crossbeams. And they were kind of like the Ground Zero cross, but at least in my mind, much bigger. They came up out of the bowels of destruction with one gigantic cross in the middle and the early morning sunshine glittering off the debris. It felt holy and still. It felt like God's house. I loved when the bulldozer and crane operators would leave found crosses from girder crossbeams, and they would just leave them standing across the pile. I could feel the power in that symbol of hope and grace. Jesus overcame death on the cross, so now we could be overcomers too. One night, in the artificial light of the massive floodlights, they had left an entire field of found crosses, almost from West Highway all the way over to Church Street. Just left, lovingly preserved, well, for just that shift. If you are one of the operators who did that, thank you. You found treasure in the endless destruction, and you honored God on that pile. That image encouraged me that night. It continues to make me smile when I think of it. Because even in the mess of our 9/11s, God is with us. Well, thank you for sharing my Ground Zero memories. God bless you. Ground Zero Chaplain, making more progress together.